Okay, I want to call the Hopkinton Town Council meeting of November 5th, 2018 to order with a moment of silent meditation and salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up, liquor license renewals. Open a hearing on renewal of the following liquor licenses. Class A, Hopkinton Liquor Depot, Lynn Marie Finn, President of the PLW Hopkinton Inc., 229 Main Street, Ashaway. Lynn here? Okay, oh yeah, okay. Village Place Liquors, Dennis Plant, President of B&M Liquors Inc., 26 Alton Bradford Road, Bradford.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Class BV, Brick Oven Restaurant, Keith Nutt, I saw Keith. Yep. 209 Main Street, Ashaway. Fenner Hill Country Club, LLC, Ron Levesque, President, 33 Wheeler Lane, Hope Valley.
Never heard that.
Okay. Lucky House Restaurant, Danny.
Danny.
32 Main Street, Ashaway. Boneyard Barbecue, William Beggs. Wood River Golf, Kathleen, that's okay. All right. Class B Limited, Main Street Pizza, Chris Helinski, I saw him there. President, CHS LLC, 229 Main Street. Let's see, all fees paid, Lisa, notices posted.
Fees and paid and notices posted, yes.
Okay. Anyone wishing to speak for or against these applications for renewal? Okay, Barbara?
I'd like to ask, Boneyard Barbecue and Main Street Pizza, you have bills past due, have they been paid?
I'm not, William Banks, One Way Barbecue. I don't know about the other Main Street Pizza. I'm not, again, my business partner, Pat, who runs more day-to-days, he'd be the one to more to know on that. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as he's letting me know, we're all.
I came by the office today. The billings were apparently being sent to an address, but before we opened last year, we came before this council. We had not had possession of the building yet, so we were using a different address. So I believe any billings you guys have been sending out have been sent to the other address. We completed a change of address form. I actually came to pay the fees today, but Mary, where is that?
Mary Lynn.
Anyways, she wasn't in today. She has a new helper, or a new staff member, so she wasn't quite sure. So I'm expecting a phone call from Mary tomorrow, and we'll take care of whatever it is. So, but again, part of it was that we were being billed out to an address that we don't have. Sure. So,
Sounds good, Pat.
thanks. No problem.
And Main Street Pizza?
I talked to Chris this morning, he couldn't be here, but he said he took care of it this morning, so.
Well, we don't have any record of that. We only have the tangible bills past due.
Okay.
So we don't have a record of it.
I can give a shout, or I don't know if I mailed it.
That's the second.
Yes. Yeah, we don't need it.
I'll move that we approve the, as read, Class A, the Class BD, and the Class B Limited as read, subject to all fees paid, notices posted, and taxes current.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Discuss, consider, and vote to set a limit on liquor licenses. Class A 2, Class BV Limited 1, Class B5, BD 5, excuse me.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Victualling license renewals 2, open a hearing on a renewal of the following victualling licenses. Back in Time Herb Farm and Kitchen, 493 Main Street, Hopkinton. Brick Oven Restaurant, 209 Main Street, Ashaway. Dunkin' Donuts, 231 Main Street, Ashaway. Fenner Hill Country Club, 33 Wheeler Lane, Hope Valley. Lucky House Restaurant, 32 Main Street, Ashaway. Mom Pa's Country Cooking, 865 Main Street, Hope Valley. Mom Pa's Country Store, 1044 Main Street, Hope Valley. Main Street Pizza, 229 Main Street, Ashaway. Boneyard Barbecue, 15A Frontier Road, Hopkinton. Pete's Grocery, 244B Ashaway Road, Bradford. Spring Street Market, 1 Spring Street, Hope Valley. West Bakery, 995 Main Street, Hope Valley. Whispering Pines Court, 41 Sawmill Road, Hope Valley, Wood River Golf, 78A, Woodville, Alton Road, Hope Valley. Discuss, consider, and vote to grant the renewal of licenses subject to all state and town regulations being met and all town taxes current prior to issue. Yes, Bill.
We just have a question then. Back in Time, Herb Farm and Kitchen, and West Bakery, they also have taxes due?
Anyone here
Here?
from us?
No.
They would be granted subject to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so a motion to grant renewal to the licenses subject to all state and town regulations being met and all town taxes current prior to issue and all town taxes paid to date.
Okay, motion made and seconded.
And just to let you know that Chernobyl Grill has started construction on the building.
Really?
I just saw it today, so
How many years? 3?
I don't know if it's them or someone else.
Yeah, I don't think it's done anymore.
It might be a new person.
Yeah.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn as licensing board and reconvene as council.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Consent agenda, approve special town council meeting minutes of October 29th, 2018. Special town council meeting minutes of October 22nd, 2018. Town council meeting minutes of October 15th, 2018. Special town council meeting minutes of October 9th, 2018. Accept the October 1, 2018 transcript as a record of the hearing filed by Southern Star Renewable LLC, LR6A Owner LLC, Realty Financial Partners. Approve abatement resulting from real property adjustments submitted by the tax assessor. Approve refunds resulting from a 2017 overpayment of rental property tax and 2018 overpayment of 2018 motor vehicle tax.
Can we pull October 22nd special town council meeting minutes and the 2018 transcript record of the hearing filed by Southern Star Renewable?
The October 1 transcript?
22nd.
The October one, yes. October 1 and October 22nd.
Yeah.
Move that we approve the consent agenda with the 2 items removed.
Second.
Okay, motion made second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead, the page vote.
October 22nd, page 6. Second line from the bottom. It's I didn't understand why the planning board should not have the authority to waive. I need the word not, the commission, and just add in not, that's all. That's all I have on that one.
Okay.
And you on October 1st?
Yeah.
October 1st, 2018 transcript. I need to correct,
What pages?
I need to correct pages 66, 67, and 68. They were labeled as Barbara Capaldo, and it is not. They are Mr. Joe Capaldo from Woody Hill Road.
Is that it? Okay.
Move we approve the special town council meeting minutes of October 22nd and the October 1st 2018 transcript with the corrections.
Second.
Okay, motion made second. Tom, the other one.
Yeah, Audrey, you said it says Butler.
Yeah,
On those 3 pages in mine, it says Mr. Capello.
it does, but on the very back, on the
Oh,
on the
yeah.
amendment here and all the footnotes, they have that underlined.
Okay, all right.
So it would be in the index.
In the index,
Yes, not on the pages
In the index.
themselves.
Can I make another question on that also? On page 48, I've been trying to find it. Page 48, the 5th line, it's not a big thing, but 5th line up to the bottom, on the actual first transcript, it says, I said I lived on
Wyndham Pond.
Wyndham Pond,
Yeah.
Wyoming Pond.
Yeah.
I don't know what Wyndham Pond is. You know, it's supposed to be
Wyoming.
Wyoming Pond. Otherwise, it would-
So we want to rely on the motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the October 1st, 2018 transcript with further amendments from Councilor Hudson.
Second.
Okay, motion made second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. First, public forum. Anyone out there wishing to be heard?
Scottsville here is 28 before Ashway. I'd just like to make a suggestion to the town council. In light of the fact that the Boston Red Sox did win the World Series, I would respectfully suggest to the town council adjourn in honor of the Boston Red Sox on the World Series win. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent thought, Scott.
Good. Anyone else? All right. Thank you. Old business, discuss, consider, and vote on the membership of the tree committee. We've got Dave and Tim. They want to come up, I guess, and I'm not sure where this sits in terms of membership and objectives. And I know you guys are going on a meeting in Coventry coming up on the 14th, I believe. So.
When I met with Bill, he had suggested Public Works, Finance, the town manager and the tree warden, and I offered, and I believe Barbara as well.
Okay.
Okay, one thing we have started because of the weather, and you're not going to be able to tell it, is dead trees now. We started about a month ago just trying to get a good idea of what we've got up there for dead trees. We went through the town, we've got a pretty good number there, right around 8,000 town dead trees. And right next to that, the problem is we can go down, well, we can eventually get all the town trees taken care of, but on the other side of the stone wall, the boundaries, there's 2,000 and some trees there. But, so we have tried, we have looked, we've got them pretty much, we know about where they are. We haven't marked them at this point. I think until we have a committee to go over that, we've got to up
Do you notice any areas that are more prone?
Yeah. There's certain areas, like Tomaquash, for some reason, Tomaquash Road had a lot of them, and Pinacha had quite a few. We've taken some out of Pinacha Road because, especially between the ponds and where Kelly was called, but the real steep hill, there's no electrical poles, so we could just go through there and take them down. You don't have to worry about anything like that. And there's certain areas that just, for no rhyme or reason, is full. But, and Dave and I signed up to go to a class for forest land damage and assessment. It's going to be at the Coventry Town Hall on November 14th. It's supposed to be a day-long workshop to discuss the hazards, the roles, and responsibilities in state laws, as well as how to work with National Grid for assistance with the hazardous tree removal program. And it's going to be National Grid is going to be involved with it, the Public Works, the State Public Works, and Rhode Island DEM. You know, we can try to get some ideas what's going on anyway. I know I talked to Paul Storsett from National Grid a little while ago, and he's well aware, as National Grid is, that this is going to be a problem. Because obviously these trees are going to be down on top of the wires. And I know he said that they've been trying to get some money arranged from one place or another to try to get some more trees taken down. But I mean, if there's someone we can work with National Grid to get some help on this stuff, it's great.
So, they're not marked,
No,
so that means we can't cut any trees down until they start throwing leaves again.
we can come down. We know exactly where they are.
So you know.
We know that. We just didn't go through and mark them all because there's a lot of things involved in that I just assume talk to maybe about before we start marking.
And perhaps after your meeting on the 14th, because you'll know some of the state rules and regulations, maybe we could have a meeting and discuss the trees that you think are the most crucial that need to be addressed, and the ones that you can postpone, or at least you can remember where they are, or you can take a limb down rather than a tree. So maybe we could do that after they have their meeting on the 14th.
We've identified them via poll numbers and or street address numbers, so.
Can we tell me that? We did break them down into categories too, the ones that we thought would reach houses. Obviously, that'll be our top priority to get them out of there. And we broke them down into that into different categories. So.
What is the general?
Are the ones that are reaching houses on private property, or are they
The
actually?
ones that are in town, I'm sorry, the ones that are in town property, the ones that are in private property, we have no control.
Okay, so these are town property. Okay.
Town trees.
But I just wonder what the general rule is, how far in, take Tomaquag for instance, how far in is the town property? Is there a rule? So
To be totally honest, if I was an engineer, I couldn't tell you what half the roads are. So what we try to do is New roads and new developments, obviously they've got the markers, but then again, there's very few trees in areas like that. If they have these stone walls, then that is almost always a boundary that you go by. A stone wall, it's stone wall to stone wall. And the other, we've been trying to go as just a number, 10 feet off the road. Because I mean, every road can vary. I've seen them be, 15 feet. I've seen the road on private property. As we found on one of the roads we tried to do not long ago when they surveyed it. So you got to try to go by something, and that was what we were trying to go by on that.
Yeah, I just thought it was approximately 10 feet on each side.
Tim, what do you do with the wood?
We leave it on the side of the road.
Okay, so, so we want to pick up, they can pick it up. Good, okay.
We do burn some at the garage, but we can only burn so much.
You chip up the...
The brush gets chipped up, we leave the wood in small enough pieces so that people can take it.
Good.
But this is a job that you can't possibly be done by Public Works. It's just,
No.
we're assuming it's a bid thing, and of course, I don't know if it's something that the town, I mean, the whole state has a problem, and do you wait for National Grid? It could take years, and we can't. And even trees that are on the other side of the stone wall, you may decide that, I don't know, but you may decide to go a little farther in just because those trees are gonna fall too.
Yeah, but that's not our responsibility, so it wouldn't be a cost to the town, it would be a cost to the taxpayer.
Also remember
The owner of the property, I mean,
the mast of the tree isn't going to die in a heartbeat. The limbs will fall, but the actual tree trunk and mast do not die right away.
on Tomaco Valley Road, right where my stuff is, be very careful in there. The gentleman that has the farm down the street, he owns all the way up to where I'm at. So on the outside of the stone wall towards the road. So you may want, it shows it on the maps, because he can come up and talk to me about it.
The only thing is that I can say so far as cutting dead trees, that I have had nobody complain about us cutting dead trees, because dead trees are just hazard to anybody, that's all they are. If we're going in with kind of live tree, then they actually have a complaint, but if we're taking out a hazard, I've never heard anybody complain. And especially if we go to a place where it's near somebody's property, right in front of the house, we're going to take the tree down. If you want the wood, we'll leave it there for you. But we leave it on the side of the road anyway. We try to leave it cut small enough so that they can, so there's no problems involved with this. But if it's in front of somebody's house like that, we try to tell them,
It's something that large, 8,000 trees, we don't have that in the budget.
no.
So, right? It's not, in the budget. It'd have to be next fiscal year. Right.
But
So,
also by that time, you'll know which ones are in need and which ones are truly dead.
And that itself is going to be a rolling target too, because as you know, at the beginning, this spring, you started seeing a lot of dead trees. But as the season went on, they more and more looked like they were dying, and we didn't really know why. And we talked to the forest servicer that works out of Arcadia, and there's a disease, you probably know more Tom than we would about this, that the sick and dying trees, the beetles are attracted by that, and that's what kills them. That's why a lot of them that had the leaves on them, they were all dead by the end of the year. That's what caused that. So they're still going to be moving on that, but we're trying to get wood down.
Yeah, we got the emerald ash borer that's coming down through. It just got found in Rhode Island, so once they find it, it's already been here for quite a while.
So you do have at least the ones you know are most dangerous. You'll have some list that we can go over and
Yeah.
see which ones are the ones you feel.
We can come up with a pretty good list.
Yeah.
But yeah, we found that, in my neck of the woods, it's almost everybody's lost their white oak.
Yeah, it's white oak, it's getting worse about everything.
Primarily red and white.
It's red and white, but she's right, it's mostly the weights. The weights are being hit really, really hard.
But just to expand on what Mrs. Thompson said, is some of our challenges have been we're operating a 30-plus-year-old truck, and we only have one employee that operates it. He's 60 years old.
Well, that's kind of
So,
for an emergency,
again,
Exactly, that's what it was initially for.
We've been
trying to
trying,
help.
one day a week to 2 days a week, we've been out there doing some of this.
So I guess based on the meeting on the 14th, when are you folks going to have a meeting, I guess, for this tree committee? Do you have any idea after that point?
Nothing.
We'll figure it out with Bill.
Okay. All right, guys, thanks for the update.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay. First item on the new business, discuss and consider setting a hearing date for an amendment to Chapter 4, Section 4-8 of the Code of Ordinances entitled Nuisance Abatement, generally introduced and sponsored by Barbara and Tom. Yeah. That's okay, right. Yeah, so anyway, when you guys,
I believe the charter only requires one advertising. It's not a zoning amendment, so we can get one ad into the paper and you could probably schedule it for November 19th. Do that.
you guys remember that?
Yeah, but we won't be here. I won't be here. Dave won't be here. When's the swearing
Yes.
in?
Yes,
We haven't established that yet. I would
Most likely the
anticipate it'll be the 19th, probably around.
I'm just not in
6:30.
favor of this at all. So that's my problem.
That's okay, we can discuss it at the.
So I'm not in favor of it, so if I'm just one person, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not in favor of the way this is, anything, this the way it's written. I mean, roosters and animals, and, you know, that's what we've done.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
It might be, okay. So, Kevin, did you have, you want to do the 19th, guys?
19th is fine.
Okay. Let's set it for the 19th, Lisa. All right, great.
and the 19th, is that a regular?
Yes, a regular town council meeting, I anticipate maybe around 6:30, might be your last minute town council business. Yeah, that's the next thing I was gonna say, if there was a solar that was scheduled that night, it may be that you might wanna reschedule that, because we won't be able to hold it here.
Yeah, so you need to know if you're going to advertise.
The last one was
Main Street.
for the 13th.
It's up, it's right up the street.
Are they landing something?
Is that the next one?
The date was got a month, yeah.
So that one, when the date was set, they were huge forms of interest.
Yeah, right.
Now there is. So I would think that it would be good you to just reschedule it for a time in the future.
So I'm going to continue with that.
Yes.
That's already been advertised.
So you're gonna advertise whatever is going on. Yep.
Okay.
So it's already been advertised for
On
here.
the 19th, right here.
Yeah.
So probably to have something on the agenda that states to be
Right,
rescheduled.
right. Based on.
And something on our website, town website.
Yeah,
So we want a bunch of people turning out here.
right.
No, overcrowding the place.
Yeah,
Or thinking that we're going to discuss it, then if we don't discuss it, we're going to see how
we
we're
can't
going
have
to
any solar
class.
hearings here.
No,
No.
just
So
a
it's-
little more.
As long as the public knows we're going to discuss it.
Okay. All right, so we got the 19th for the nuisance ordinance,
Yes,
and we'll continue that, I guess, when the time comes.
right.
All right. Next, number 2 under new business, discuss and consider setting a hearing date for the zoning ordinance amendment and comprehensive plan future land use amendment filed by Skunk Hill Solar LLC and Gordon Excavating Inc. for property identified as Assessors Plat 18, lots 8 and 13. I guess in light of what we just talked about, I'm not sure whether we.
So this will be the next council for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm thinking probably first meeting in December,
That makes sense.
Lisa?
Well,
Third. We gotta make sure that the school's available.
right. And
Oh, yeah,
there's
that's
enough
always.
time to advertise it, so.
Right, do you think that's enough
Oh,
time?
so what would work, Lisa?
You tell us.
Second meeting in December? No, really?
For time purposes, because we're in the middle of an election cycle, there's going to be a lot of
Back and forth.
processes
Yeah.
back and forth
Right.
related to this. You're gonna have swearing in and that. I would imagine you might not want to start it until the 17th. I'll have to go ahead and see through the school district what is available,
Yes, well,
what schools.
preferably the middle school auditorium.
Yeah,
That's preferable.
right,
So let's shoot for the 12/17.
okay.
Okay.
One request, when we do the school, can we turn the lights on the audience a little bit? I was trying to watch the video, and I could hear people speaking, but I couldn't see who's speaking.
Oh, it's
Because it's very dark.
Before you formally set this, if you're going to set on the 19th of November and continue that, that one takes precedent, I would think, and that one you'd want to.
the third.
I may want to see what's available on the 3rd.
You're
We
talking
need a
about the
special
You may
meeting.
not be
You're talking about
meeting
the
here
Monday?
for the one. Because I don't think you'll be having any more meetings here, or you'll be having special meetings for solar.
And by the way, Lisa, there is, there's one consistent problem, and the consistent problem we had at the middle school is just the microphone that the public uses. And very often, a number of people got up, and depending on their voice, it just
For your
muffles, and
size
you can't,
or, right.
yeah, you can't hear, you can't understand. And I didn't know if that was something charitable could correct, or if it's just something we have to deal with. So that's a question maybe you could throw at them.
Is it a removable mic?
I think
Yes.
that's
It
a-
is.
Yes, like this.
It's
Did it have
wireless.
I think it had a wire on it.
It's wireless, I think.
Oh, it's wireless?
I thought it was wireless.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right, so you want to try and maybe do that on 12/3, you think?
I think it would be worth my while to
Yeah.
just see what's available in December at the Charles Middle School, because I think I've gotten 2 more interested parties going.
No, I know, right.
And they haven't even filed.
Right,
Oh,
but let's just kind of figure it out here. All right, so we gotta get some kind of tentative dates for folks out in the audience here, so let's figure 12/3 for Grundy and then 12/17 for Skunk Hill LLC. All right, number 3, discuss, consider, and setting, discuss and consider setting a hearing date for a zoning ordinance amendment and comprehensive plan future land use map amendment filed by Skunk Hill Solar LLC and Hopkinton Land LLC for property identified as Assessor's Plat 18, Lot 14.
Even though these were filed separately, they're related next to each other, and there's one common.
18.
yeah, that's all.
It's all plat
Probably
18.
They'd probably be heard
And
together. I
there's
imagine.
all, Skunk Hill Solar is interrelated with both of
Right.
those, it's
So
just
we could
different
probably hear them
owners.
together, I
Yeah, I
think, right?
agree.
So we'll figure that for 12/17 as
Yes.
well.
Yep.
All right. Put that down for now, I guess. Okay. Thank you. Boards and commissions, discuss and consider voting to reappoint Teresa Prescott to the Historic District Commission. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye. Thank you.
absolutely.
Okay. Last public forum.
I knew you weren't going to be
Yeah.
that.
We're gonna get out of here early.
I knew you weren't going to be that.
Oh, no, Joe,
You
no.
get 3 minutes, my friend. This is public forum, this isn't a hearing.
You got an hour, Joe.
Thank you. Joe Moreau, Depot Road. Last meeting, this is please not part of my time. Last meeting, I was not able to thank Tom Buck
Oh, that's right.
for all his years of service, all his hard work. I wish you were there because we had 93 people there, and everyone gave David a standing ovation.
Repeater date.
And I pulled a Kevin, I just dropped my glasses.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, seriously.
Thank you.
I have a question. What is the status on the Stubtown Road dump?
Well, public forum, Joe, we can't converse back and forth on specific topics. If you have questions, just relay them to us, and
Okay.
then I'll email you.
My question is, this information was called in, it was emailed on August 10th to Sylvia. As of today, the developer has not spoken to anyone from the town. I sent the town council an email that was dated October 24th with all the information in there. So my question is, why is it in 4 months that nothing has been done to be in con?
You will answer?
Yeah. The Cliff Notes answer.
I asked, when we did this budget that's coming up, when we had our last budget sessions in the fall, in the spring, I asked the council to consider putting in the budget $20,000 because you have to get an audit done for the interconnection. And then when we go out to bid, we would be reimbursed. The council didn't want to do that. And since then, the state office has offered our help in putting together, our assistance, putting together the RFP, the bid. So anyway, it's something that I wanted to push along, and now the state agency will help us with it.
So it's a work in progress, Joe.
That's where it is at the moment, but it's absolutely something we should do.
But from August 10th until
I know.
this point, it has not been a work in progress.
No, just
Well,
what I
there's been a
told
few
you.
other applications pending, as you know. So there's a
But
lot of
all I hear is revenue, revenue,
Right.
revenue.
All right.
And here we have a golden opportunity at the ordinance meeting. It was number 1 on that list, the Stubbtown Road dump.
Maybe some
Yes.
other type.
But we also have other applications we've had to deal with too.
So they take precedent over the
Yeah,
dump.
they're filed applications we have to move on. So-
But someone can't do research into with this
I thought
developer?
that was your department.
Well, now here you go, Frank, you know? I'm trying to present some
No, I
information
know.
and you're being
No, it's
sarcastic.
just, we cannot, I can't do everything.
I understand that,
So,
and I'm not asking you
and
to
I
do
know what your point is, and your point's taken, as
it.
far as revenue, Joe, so let's.
Not taken if you didn't answer his email. Come on. Let's be gentlemen here.
No,
Lady
we don't
Brown,
need to hear you in the back,
Frank,
please.
Can she come up to the microphone?
She doesn't want to.
Okay. Anyway,
You know, I respect what Jim Lanfear did. He's looking out for the best interests of the town. He proceeded, normal case, and that didn't happen. You know, you just mentioned about time, and my question is, at the zoning ordinance meeting, there was a developer there from New York, and he could have spoken at the meeting on the 29th for any length of time at all, because he was an expert. And here we are, the residents, limited to 5 minutes or less for Brushy Brook. That's unfair. That's unfair. The attorney for the abutters that only needed 2 minutes spoke for about 15 minutes, and he was telling us about Mary Lou, who's married to so-and-so, and Susie Q is married to this guy. You know, David brought up an excellent point. You know, who is he being paid by? I mean, he said he was representing the abutters, but when he got up there and spoke, David had asked some questions if he had worked for the developer, and he really couldn't answer our questions, but it gets back to reputation and credibility. I wanted to mention something about Frank, and I agree with what Frank said. At one of the meetings, Frank had mentioned about your son becoming an Eagle Scout, and you know, you could tell he was proud, and I would be proud of that myself. I'll bet while your son was attending Charahoe High School, you never thought of your son as a burden to the town's tax base. And that's all I've heard recently, is that children are a burden to our tax base. It just doesn't seem fairness in the whole project. If you look at page 46 of the comp plan, 2017 to 2026, the school enrollment is on the decline. So the issue is not our children, the issue is with the school budget and people not responding. I'm just as guilty as the next person for not going to those budget hearings, but I'll tell you, I will be there to support whoever's on the town council with that. We need to look at that budget. And if they're allowed 4% and they spend 4.5% and they're going to ask for 6.5%, it's out of line. Town has suggested that the new town council here this Brushy Brook situation. The attorney was asked back in August to consider that. He checked with the developer, and the developer said the project was behind schedule. Before he even started, the project was behind schedule. I don't understand that, but that's so much for being a good neighbor, as he pointed out. We had a resident from Cranston, Doug Doe, that showed up here. And he brought up he tried to bring up a lot of interesting facts. He sent an email. He's concerned with the project that they have with the same developer for Brushy Brook. The only thing he was asked was, are you about ready to wrap it up? I don't know if anyone read his email. He said they had an attorney that got up for 5 minutes. The attorney got up and said that there was issues with the weather, and that's what caused the problems. Well, if you look at that deed and memo, because I got a copy, it's 5 pages of issues, and it's the same developer. One of the things I want to mention, and I could have brought it up at a meeting where we had 93 residents, and I didn't want to do that. I want to thank Sylvia for all of her hard work that she has done for this town council. She really has worked hard. Unfortunately, what people look at is, what are you doing for me today? It's our society. What are you doing for me today? In fairness to Sylvia, I spoke to all the other town council members. I never reached out to Sylvia. I said to my wife I was wrong in doing that. I called Sylvia. I said I apologize. I should have reached out to you. Never called me back. A week later, I left another message of a hearing. I said I want to give you a heads up on some information. Never called me back. At the foyer of the Charahoe Middle School, we got each other's eye attention and called me over. And one of the things Sylvia said was that she does not speak to the residents, but she would do it at in the form of a transcript. Here we have 20% of the council, and she decides not to talk to residents.
I have to respond. This is the second time you've said it. And the truth of the matter is, as I explained to you, I won't meet with the developer, whoever the applicant is, during the hearing process, and I'm not going to meet with neighbors privately either. I don't think it's appropriate. Anyone who needs to speak to me or we're going to exchange is going to be in public at the hearing, not outside of it. And the other reason I didn't call you, and I could have called you back to tell you that, but the truth is, I didn't trust anyone in the group that you would take one word and twist it. And I don't want to do anything that's going to come back against the town, so I am cautious. That's why.
Well said, and it was a second time joke. This is not, public forum is not for you to poke at everyone's.
I'm not poking, I'm
No,
stating
that's the second
facts.
time you mentioned it, so you're going to wrap it up like in like 10 seconds or
So,
less.
public forum, we don't...
No, it's not for you to just poke fun and bring up old hearings.
I'm not poking fun.
You've done enough. You've mentioned everybody here. Say what you're going to say in 5 seconds or less, and then let's wrap it up.
5 seconds or
That's
less.
it. That's all you got.
I think Sylvia should resign for not doing the job.
That's your opinion.
It is, certainly, but I only
Again,
have
we're
5
sitting here, we
seconds.
cannot respond technically in public forum. So wrap it up.
So when can we talk? If I get 5 minutes at a hearing and I
You can
can't
call me
talk,
anytime,
the
Joe.
solicitor said I can't ask questions. When can we discuss issues with the
You
council?
can call me anytime. You have my cell phone.
The problem,
I want to speak to someone else, though.
Joe, the problem is we can't converse because it becomes a meeting issue,
So.
and then it's
that's
not
it.
on the agenda, and then it becomes
A
another
real
open meetings violation.
Violation, so we can't.
So that's why during public forum is the residents' time to be able to let the,
Bring stuff to our attention that we don't already know.
Yeah.
Or you have a concern about something other than what we've dealt with, or anything on the agenda.
No,
We can't go back and forth.
Can I, one other thing, Joe.
And you cannot have more than 2 people talking, period.
David.
No, I'm just gonna tell Joe what we can do.
David, no, sorry.
Why can't, you talk, she's talk, wait, you're telling me I can't
Now,
talk?
he can't
I'm
talk
gonna,
either?
Fred,
It's a public forum.
I'm gonna tell him how he can get his voice out. And I'm just telling the rules as much as Kevin would. If you want something, if you want to discuss something, I'm not discussing any subject, I'm just, if you want to discuss something to discuss back and forth with the council, you request, now there's no guarantee it's going to get on the agenda, but you request that that item be put on the agenda. Frank, you're right, isn't that how it should be done? And if it gets on the agenda, then there can be a conversation back and forth. Well, we can't do it in public forum, but we can do it if it's on the agenda. You're absolutely right, we can't discuss this because it's not on the agenda, it's not fair for those people who didn't expect it to be discussed. That's all.
Joe, you're all set? Thank you.
Can I make an appointment then to speak with Sylvia about this?
You can do it after this meeting. We've got to,
Would you be willing to do that?
Do what?
I'd like to sit down with you and discuss.
you have a motion to
I'd
adjourn?
be happy to discuss anything you want in public forum, because any
But I
word-
can't do it now.
Because
No,
I
you
don't
cannot do it.
trust you, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tom, can I have a motion to adjourn? please?
Motion to adjourn in memory,
Not
memory.
now.
Am I not here? I'll speak now if you allow me a minute.
Good.
5 minutes.
I don't need 5 minutes. Professional courtesy doesn't take 5 minutes.
Name and address, please.
Carolyn Light, 43 Forest Glen Drive, Hope Valley, Rhode Island. So professional courtesy means when somebody calls you, I'm speaking as an expert professional. They call you, they email you, and you have a no comment for professional reasons, you respond that way. It's a copy and paste. I do it all day long because I email things about the government's activities. Professional courtesy is a quick phone call back. And if you need to be documented that you said A, B, C, you send that email. I.e., only one council member was polite enough to acknowledge an email that I sent regarding the hazardous materials, the mineral oil. Only one of you. Shame on you. Okay? Going forward, we're paying the bills in this town as taxpayers. Sorry you don't like it, Frank. I can see the distress in your face. You guys are really disappointed.
It's the same narrative.
Chuck, it is not the same narrative.
Yes, it is. You done?
Are you
Are
done?
you done?
I hope you're done tomorrow,
Yeah.
Mr.
Me too.
Landry. You are a disgrace.
So are you. Thank you. Motion made and seconded.